Hey everyone, welcome to the Choose Reward System Settings and Advanced Features tutorial. In this tutorial, I will explain how to change the reward system behavior and how to implement the additional features that comes in the asset. First, let's go with the Reward Manager settings. In the scene, I have three rewards: more healing, extra damage, and more healing again. So we can say that the more healing reward is duplicated. Even more, if I press the reroll button, a new set of rewards spawns in the screen. And in this case, the increased armor reward is duplicated too. Well, for some scenarios, this behavior may be expected. But if that's not our case, we can easily fix it by unchecking the Allow Duplicates property in our Reward Manager. After doing that, when I click the reroll button, we can see that the rewards are not being duplicated anymore in the results. Then, if I go and check it again, the previous behavior happens again. Now, another feature of this system is that it is not tied to 3 rewards per roll. We can easily change the amount of rewards by changing the rewards to obtain property. Let's change it to 5 and roll again. As you can see, it is giving us a set of 5 rewards every time we hit the button. But some rewards are being duplicated. Let's see what happens if I uncheck the Allow Duplicates property. Now it is displaying only 4 rewards, but I specified to get 5. Well, this is happening because in the database we only have 4 rewards. And since we are not allowing duplication, it is giving us all what it can. Alright, let's see another feature. For this example, I enabled the Allow Duplicates property again. As you may see, as I press the reroll button, it is pretty usual to see the common rewards appear. And although this is expected, since the rewards are chosen randomly, an unlucky player may never see the best rewards appear. Or we may have some kind of legendary reward with a chance to appear so small that it may never show off during the game. So, in order to fit those scenarios, we have two properties: Allow Cumulative Probabilities and Cumulative Probabilities Increment. What they do is basically that every time a reward is selected to appear, the chances of the other reward types to appear are incremented by the specified value. I'm going to be more technical here. Let's use a cumulative probability increment of 0.5 and analyze what is going to happen. Although we are using a relative high increment value, we are not seeing any epic reward yet. This is because the value we are adding doesn't translate to exact percentage. I will display in the screen how it is working, item by item. For the first item, we mentioned that the base probabilities to appear were 0.7 for the common reward, which is 70%, then 0.2 for the rare rewards, and then 0.1 for the epic rewards. And by random chance, we ended up getting a common reward. Now, for the second reward, the values used in the calculation were different. In fact, we still have 0.7 for the common reward, because it was selected before. But now, we have also 0.7 for the rare reward, and 0.6 for the epic reward, which gives a total of 2. If we translate the new values to a percentage, the common and rare rewards had a 35% chance of appearance, and the epic reward a 30%. In this case, we ended up getting a rare reward. Continuing the process, for the third item, the probabilities were 1.2 for the common reward, 0.2 for the rare reward, and 1.1 for the epic reward, giving a total of 2.5. In this case, the value of appearance of the rare rewards were set to its initial value, because it was selected in the step before. Next, for the fourth item, we got 0.7, 0.7, and 1.6 for a total of 3. And then we got 0.7, 1.2, and 2.1 for a total of 4. Even though we went through 5 items and the chances for the epic reward to appear are good, they are not quite big yet, so it didn't appear. Now, if I reroll again, we can see that the first reward to appear was the epic one, and its probabilities were high too, so it was kinda expected to happen. For the next reward, the chance of appearance of the epic reward was set to its initial base value, and the cycle repeats. So, that's how the cumulative probabilities work. It is intended to guarantee the appearance of the different reward types over time. Alright, the next feature is the probability priority order. This is a select option that allows you to choose between higher to lower and lower to higher. This property allows you to flip how the reward type chances are considered when deciding which will be the next rewards obtained. Basically, instead of checking the chance to appear starting from the most common reward, it will start from the less common. It could lead to interesting results, but anyways, the process is still random. Okay, for now, there are only 2 more features to explain, but they are not related to the reward manager. Instead, they are specific settings that can be configured in each reward independently. Whenever you create a reward, there are 2 properties already included in it, apart from the ID. The first one is the repeatable boolean. In the first Choose Reward System tutorial video, whenever we choose a reward, it was being removed from the available rewards pool, and hence it didn't appear anymore when clicking Reroll again. Now, if we check the repeatable attribute in the reward, it will do appear again. And even further, we can customize how many times we want the reward to reappear in the repeating times property that appears when repeatable is checked. As a note, if we put -1 in the repeating times field, it means that the reward can appear again indefinitely. As a second note, this behavior is not related with the Allow Duplicates property in the Reward Manager. Repeatable only guarantees that the reward can appear again in future rerolls, but not in the same results list. Alright, the second rewards feature are the conditions. We can define a list of conditions that will impede or allow a reward to appear in the roll results. For example, you might want a reward to appear only if the player has a certain weapon equipped, or if they have reached a certain level, or if they have unlocked another reward before. And this feature covers all those scenarios. When we add a condition, the first thing we need to choose is the condition type. There are 3 types of conditions: has chosen reward, has not chosen reward, and custom. The first one, has chosen reward, allows us to select a reward that the player must have chosen before this reward begins to appear. The second one, has not chosen reward, allows to select a reward that the player must not have chosen before. In this case, this reward will appear as long as the player doesn't have chosen the reward we specify here. The third one allows us to define a custom condition. When we select it, 2 new fields appear. The first one is the custom condition ID. This is the ID we will use when injecting the condition in the code, which we will cover in a moment. The second one is the custom condition data, where we can place any value that we may want to use in our condition. This is very useful when we just want to check a value, like the player's life or the player's level. However, we can add any property to custom rewards too, and combine it with the condition. I will show you two examples, one for each use case. First example. Let's suppose that the extra damage reward will only appear when the player has 150 or more points of life. In order to do this, we can use a custom condition with an ID of has life, and then add 150 to the custom condition data. Then we will need to do two things. First, I will create a variable called playerLife in the reward spawner script for quick access, and I will set its value to 150. Second, we need to inject a new condition in the RewardManager. We do this by calling RewardManager.registerCondition and sending the respective condition ID, and then sending a function that receives two parameters, a reward SO and a reward condition object. Then all what we need to do is to write our logic and return a boolean with the result. In our case, we will verify that the player's life is equal or greater than the custom condition data. And since the data is a string, we only need to parse it using int.parse. In addition to that, we can also unregister the condition from the reward manager when we want. So, as a good practice, I will do it in the onDestroy method. Now, let's try and see how it works. When I press reroll, we can verify that the extra damage reward is appearing in the results. This reward was configured with the custom condition of having 150 points of life or more. So, if I change the player life property with a value lower than this, let's say 80, the reward will not appear again when I click the reroll button. And that's it. Now, for the second example, let's say that we want the reward to appear only when the player has a certain weapon equipped. To do this, let's first create the weapons. I'm gonna create a weapon SO scriptable object with a weapon name property. Then I will add a weapon property in the reward spawner. Finally, I will register a custom condition called hasWeapon that is going to verify that our weapon equals a required weapon property in the reward SO object. As you may see, it doesn't exist yet, so I will open my custom reward class and add the required weapon property in it. Now, going back to the condition, I will cast the reward SO to our custom reward to have access to the required weapon. Alright, that's it in the code side. Now, let's create two weapons, a pistol and an SMG. Then, let's add the SMG into the required weapon field in our extra damage reward. Now I will remove the custom condition data, as it is not needed anymore, and I will change the condition ID to hasWeapon. As a last step, I'm gonna add the pistol as the weapon in the reward manager and hit play. Now, whenever I click the reroll button, I won't see my extra damage reward, because I don't have the required weapon. But Once I change my weapon to SMG and I hit reroll again, the extra damage reward begins to appear in the results. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I wish the best for your projects. Please leave a review in the asset store if you like the asset, and feel free to contact us if you have any question or issue.